Welcome back to Sports Cards and a Cup of Joe. This is your host, Joe Davis, and I am so excited for this episode because I get to share about everything we're prepping and preparing for the National and try to give you a preview. And if I sound exhausted, it's because I am. You know, some people will say probably the busiest week of the year for any national exhibitor is the week of the National, right? Wrong. The busiest week of the year for us is this week, preparing to go to the National. We have done so much preparation. It's been going on literally for months, and we are so excited. So this episode is sponsored by the grading team at Got Baseball Cards, who will be very, very busy at the National. So I hope many of you get to come out and meet with us. I want to share with you where we're going to be located. First of all, we have 4 booths, which will look like one large 600 square foot booth. But our booth numbers, if you're looking at the aisles, is 853, 855, 952, and 954. We will be located right across from, looking at the map here, looks like we'll be right across from Golden Auctions, as well as many other corporate sponsors. So don't miss that. If you follow our company on YouTube, we just released a new video where Doug and I shared more about what our grading team will be doing there. But just to give you a brief overview, first I'm going to let you know kind of what we're doing and then just give you some tips. Some of this I've shared many episodes ago, but the National for me, I think I've been going on and off since 1989, and I've been an exhibitor on and off since 1992. I think this is our 24th, 25th, I've lost track, that we've set up at. So we've done a bunch of them. So we're very, very excited for this one. But to let you know what we will be doing, we're actually bringing a dozen team members this year, and I'm excited. One of our former team members who went on to take a job in a different career a couple of years ago is coming back to help us. So Mr. James Cash, for those who were longtime customers back when he was working with us, you'll get to see James this year. And many familiar faces from years past who've been with us the last few years. And so super excited for the team we have and really excited about the selection we're going to offer this year. But first, let's lead with the services we'll be offering. We will be accepting submissions on site for PSA, SGC, BGS, and CGC, all of the companies we work with for sports card and TCG grading and non-sport grading. And we will also be accepting comic book submissions for both PSA and CGC. We're just getting our feet wet with the PSA comic grading as they have just launched that, but we can take your submissions for those as well at the show. In addition, we are offering overnight screening for $10 a card on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, which means you can drop cards off for $10 a card. They will be reviewed. We will mark up the grade estimate and mark on the sleeve, not on the card, with the issues we find with the cards that you turn in. So many collectors like to take advantage of that rather than mailing cards in, which is $5 for that service if you mail it in, but you can get results back in the very next morning. So like 12-hour service, basically. If you drop it off at the end of the day, have it back the next morning. So we're excited to offer that again this year, which we did last year also. So that's some of the services we'll be offering. We will be buying at the show. Still working on kind of a big picture list of some of the things we're looking for. We're not one of those. We're not trying to buy slabs, especially not modern slabs, at a certain percentage so that we can flip them for 5% more. That's not really our thing. There will be buyers there doing that, Now, if it's vintage slabs, we're very interested. If it's vintage collections and even modern collections, if they're raw. Basically, the point is we like to buy raw, then we will do the work on the screening and determine which ones should be graded. And then if we choose wisely, we will benefit, when they grade after that. But that's for those of you who just want to sell, who don't want to just submit your cards for grading. We will be taking submissions back to our shop in Loganville, so you can turn in as few as one card. You can turn in thousands, whichever route you want to go. We will be taking submissions, and for whichever company you want to submit with. But let's talk for a minute about inventory. The reason I am so worn out is, and it's not just me, but our entire team this week has been pricing, we've been sleeving, we've been organizing, we've been boxing, we've been crating, you name it, getting inventory ready. And so this year we have the largest selection of bargain boxes, vintage and modern, that we've ever had. We have worked really hard lately in the last few months on building a great selection of modern bargain boxes, meaning jerseys, autographs, numbered, rookies, stuff like that. I think we have maybe 50 shoe boxes of that, roughly. I don't know how many have sold in the store lately, but we have a lot, and they're very fresh because most of these, some of the boxes made it to one show. Many of them we just prepped this week, and they haven't even been put out to the public yet. So if you come to us early on Wednesday preview night or Thursday, you could be the first ones to actually look. If there's some of you who want to come look, you'll be the first ones to take a look at those bargain boxes and load up. Also, vintage. We have a massive amount of vintage organized by year and card number from 1948 up into the 80s. So really excited about the incredible spread of vintage singles we will have this year. In addition, modern slabs, vintage slabs. We sold a lot of stuff at Nashville, but thankfully we had a lot of submissions come in, a lot of things that we submitted over the last couple of weeks. And I literally still have a couple of shoe boxes that need to get priced in the next 24 hours. But trust me, we will have plenty of inventory for you. If you're looking for raw, if you're looking for graded, if you're looking for affordable graded, we actually have about probably 15 or 16 boxes full of slabs, broken down by sport, starting at $10. So incredible selection of slabs, affordable slabs, both from PSA, CGC, SGC, etc. Because when you buy as many collections as we do, and when you grade as much as we do, you accumulate a lot of inventory. And as I've shared previously, we haven't done many shows this year. We did the Nashville show a few weeks ago, but that was the first major show we had done in many, many months. So a lot of inventory we've been buying has been piling up, and it's always like a mad dash to get ready for the National. And literally there were boxes back by my desk that I had bought some 2, 3, 4 months ago that had not thoroughly been prepped yet. Like we probably pulled out, the biggest stuff, but there was a lot of good stuff still in there. So we have been furiously pricing cards and getting stuff ready for you. I even bought a collection today that walked in the door, and we'll be pricing that one out tomorrow, including I'm not going to give it all away. Just trust me, you'll want to see this one. But in addition to our own inventory, over the last week, we have been consigned a great deal of really, really good cards. That includes 3 Hank Aaron rookies, Roberto Clemente rookie, and these are all in high grades. We're going to have a Clemente rookie 7, a Hank Aaron PSA 7, 2 PSA 6 Hank Aaron's, a 1955 Willie Mays PSA 8, if you can believe that. How tough is that to get an 8 on a 55 Topps card? So so excited. That's just the tip of the iceberg of what we're going to be offering. So it will take all of our team members to manage all of this inventory. So we're very excited for what we're going to be able to offer to each of you. And it doesn't stop there. We're going to have graded comic books. We're going to have a great selection of wax. We've pulled out some stuff that probably has never even been at a show from old wax collections. We've bought certified boxes from Baseball Card Exchange and older shrink wrapped boxes from the manufacturer. And not only older boxes, we've got some 80s boxes we're bringing. We've also got brand new releases like Topps Chrome Baseball. So it is going to be an incredible selection at our booth, and I cannot wait to I was telling customers in the shop today, I just want to get there. I want to get there, get it put out, get it organized, get it looking good, organized to a T, so that we can give every shopper a phenomenal experience, whether they buy anything or not. I love when collectors come by and they're just blown away by the selection we have, whether they buy anything or not. We want to give every person who visits our booth a great experience, just like we like to do at our retail store. So cannot wait to meet so many of you there. I've had so many emails and texts and others just reaching out saying can't wait to see you at the show, and just so looking forward to those interactions. But I want to give you some tips. You may not even come by our booth, and that's okay. I've been to big shows and I've missed friends that I wanted to see because the show is overwhelming and there's only so much time. And I know some of you listening who are going might be coming in for one day and that's it. And I get it. There's a lot to see. This national will be the largest in history. I'm already proclaiming it will be the largest turnout in history, and it's definitely the largest physical footprint in history of square footage that will be taken up by exhibitors and corporate sponsors. So with that much floor space, number one rule of thumb, wear comfortable shoes, maybe a couple layers of socks. You know your feet better than I do, but as I shared many, many episodes ago, one mistake I made at a national in Atlantic City, I believe it was 4 years ago, I wore a brand new pair of tennis shoes that were not broken in, and I paid the price for it. My feet, I walked so much on that concrete floor, and those shoes were not broken in, and my feet swelled up. I literally had to go get some sandals, some athletic sandals, from the Nike outlet, because my feet hurt so bad. So don't take that lightly. I have learned my lesson. Also, stay hydrated. There will be concessions in the area. No matter how consumed you are with buying or selling or browsing, take a break, get a bottle of water, get some ice, whatever is there. Stay hydrated. And I'm preaching to the choir here because I'm going to have to do that. I hope my team listens to this episode so they will remind me, like, Joe, you need some water. You need to keep drinking. So stay hydrated. If you plan to buy a lot, bring cash. Cash is king at these shows. Our company does take things like Zelle and Venmo and PayPal, but many vendors will only be taking cash at the show. They're trying to protect themselves. They don't want a credit card chargeback, things like that. So be aware, bring cash. If I remember correctly, there are ATM machines there at the facility, but be prepared, bring cash, okay? So I also always recommend when you're going to a show like this, it's easy to get overwhelmed. And I've made the mistake in years past at one specific national. I remember I just went there with some money, didn't have a plan. I wasn't setting up that year. and I bought a little of this, a little of that, a little of the other. And I was like, yeah, I didn't even really want any of, I mean, it was like I just bought random stuff because in the moment that was cool. And my point is, I recommend each of you go with a list, go with intentionality as to what you're looking for. You can get overwhelmed with all the choices, so narrow those choices down ahead of time. Make a list of what you want, look for those things, and then when you fulfill some things on that list, you will be proud that you were disciplined as a buyer. You will be proud of what you come home with because you knock something out on your want list. So we have many collectors who come by to look through our vintage boxes, and they're literally finishing old sets. I love to see that because I know the satisfaction of finishing a set. So I love to see buyers with their want lists trying to finish those sets, and when we can help them, that gives us a great feeling of satisfaction as well. So make those lists, put it on your phone, handwrite it, whatever, write it on your hand, whatever you do, but bring those lists. So enjoy the experience. I tell collectors that outside of vacationing with my family, there is no other experience like this for me each year because it is like a vacation. Even though I work so hard, it is like a family reunion because when you've been in this hobby as long as I have and you've built countless relationships with collectors and dealers and corporate sponsors over the years, over the many decades that I've been in this, going back each year to the National, I get hugs, I get high fives, I get handshakes, I get smiles. Just, it is so great seeing so many friends and many who grew up in the hobby with me. Many of us started in the hobby in our 20s, early 20s, many of us like me in college. And so it is always great seeing those who have survived as I have and knowing the shared experiences you've had over the years with them. So it's always great reminiscing. And the National for us, if you want, here's Joe's perspective on the National. And this is what I share with my team. Yes, we go there with the hope that we will move a lot of inventory. Trust me, it is not cheap to bring 12 team members, to fly 10 of them up there, and hotel and expenses, et cetera, et cetera. And that's on top of renting the booth, advertising, all the fixtures, things involved to help us put on, a good presentation at the show. All the marketing materials that have to be prepared, have to be printed, so forth. There's so many different things that go into preparing for this event, and it is not cheap. But the point is, yes, it's great to go there and sell a lot of things. However, the biggest objective for my company, speaking as a president of our company, our biggest objective is relationship building. It's to put on a presentation for every person that comes by, provide them materials that will educate them, answer questions to help them grow in their knowledge in the hobby, answer questions on ways that we can assist them with grading or consignment or with buying a collection from them or whatever it might be. There's probably a dozen other things, maybe more than that we will answer. But our number one objective is relationship building. It is representing our brand well and seeing how we can serve collectors in this industry at this event, collectors and dealers alike. So that's our biggest objective. And if you get to come by our booth, I hope whichever team member gets to interact with you will fulfill that vision I have for our team, that we are there to build relationships. We are there to assist collectors and dealers. So we so look forward to those opportunities to do so. So I've got some packing to do. I've got some pricing to do, and cannot wait to head up to Chicago and see many of you there. And if you can't be there, I'm going to do my best to at least share some of the experience with you, to give you a show report. That's my goal for next Friday's episode, is to share a show report with you. Now, to give you a sneak peek, we will not have an episode on Monday. And the reason is we are going to make a really big announcement next Thursday, July 31st, something that I've hinted at on this show in past episodes. But we have a very major announcement to make on 7/31. So what would be next Monday's episode is going to be pushed back to next Thursday. And the reason is I value each of you as listeners on Sports Cards and a Cup of Joe. And because of that, I'm going to share with you first. We're going to be rolling out some marketing announcements and things later in the day on 7/31, but I'm going to share it first with you Thursday morning. So, big announcement coming. It's been 4 months or more in the making, so I can't wait to share that with you. So again, I hope to see many of you at the National. Can't wait to share this other news with you next Thursday. And then next Friday, my hope, if I have any energy left at the end of a day at the National, is to record an episode sharing what's going on at the show. So I hope you've enjoyed this one. Hope I've given you a little insight as to not only what our company will be doing, but also some tips and tricks to help you out at the event. So thanks for listening, everyone. Remember that Jesus loves you. Remember that I think you are awesome too. Have a great day. Have a great week. Hope to see many of you there.